998, 999,999, 1 million. Morning workout complete. I'm ready for superhero school. While I head to school, check out this clip from Ryan's World, the movie, Titan Universe Adventure.
Alright everyone, buckle up. Today we're diving deep into the end of an era, the death of Ryan's World as we know it. A name that once dominated YouTube with billions of views and millions of adoring fans is now in the throes of controversy. But what really went down? Was it a natural decline or something darker behind the scenes? Stay tuned, because you won't believe what we found. This is a story that's been hidden from you. Until now. For those of you who don't know, Ryan's World started as a cute, innocent YouTube channel where a little boy named Ryan unboxed toys and reviewed them. It quickly became a phenomenon, pulling in billions of views and making Ryan one of the richest YouTubers in the world at just 6 years old. Sounds like a dream come true, right?
So squishy, now you just look like a super small ice cream.
But as Ryan grew older, the channel evolved into something much bigger. What started as simple, fun content for kids quickly turned into a massive business machine, complete with scripted skits, TV deals, and even toy lines. At its peak, Ryan's World was making millions of dollars every month. But behind the scenes, something didn't sit right. Why did this innocent channel suddenly take such a dark turn? And more importantly, how did it all fall apart? Keep watching, because we're about to uncover the shocking truth. As Ryan's World continued to grow, so did the level of production. What used to be simple home videos turned into full-blown productions with 30 to 40 employees working behind the scenes. Ryan's parents formed a production company called Sunlight Entertainment, complete with editors, animators, and scriptwriters. It all sounds like a natural evolution of success, but something wasn't right. Was Ryan even enjoying this anymore? Or was he being pushed into the spotlight to make more and more money for the family business? It's easy to think that everything was great on the surface, but when you look deeper, cracks start to show. You hear about the troubling details we discovered about Ryan's parents. This is where things really start to get disturbing. Let's talk about Ryan's parents. They've been at the heart of his YouTube empire from the very beginning. While many might see them as supportive parents who helped their son achieve success, others have raised concerns about their intentions. One troubling detail: before Ryan's World blew up, Ryan's mom was caught shoplifting at a JCPenney. And while his dad seems like a good guy, you have to wonder what lengths would they go to for fame and fortune. Discovered about Ryan's parents. This is where things really start to get disturbing. Is Ryan enjoying this life? We can only assume the answer isn't as simple as it seems. Picture this: you're Ryan, and for years your life has been in front of cameras. Sure, there's fame and money, but there's no escaping the exhaustion that comes with it. Long hours of filming, relentless pressure to stay on top, and the responsibility of maintaining an image that's been built for you since you were a toddler. It's a heavy burden for anyone, let alone a child who probably never asked for this. But what's really going on behind the scenes? There have been moments where Ryan seems to be going through the motions, as if he's been trained to perform rather than genuinely enjoying it. The smile may still be there, but is it the same innocent excitement we saw years ago? Or has it become a mask that hides the stress and burnout? The line between entertainment and exploitation becomes thinner when you consider how much is at stake. With billions of views, there's a constant demand for more content, and it's not just about Ryan having fun anymore. It's a business, a well-oiled machine that relies on Ryan's presence to keep the wheels turning. And let's not forget about the legal implications. Ryan's World has already faced scrutiny from advocacy groups, with claims that the channel blurs the line between content and advertising, potentially deceiving young viewers. With so many sponsorships and paid promotions, it's hard to tell where the fun ends and the business begins. The reality is, as Ryan grows up, the very foundation of his success starts to crumble. Kids grow out of watching other kids play with toys, and eventually Ryan's audience will too. So what happens when the views start to decline? Will the pressure intensify? Will Ryan be forced to keep up with content that no longer resonates with his age group just to keep the brand alive? Maybe that's the scariest part of all. What if Ryan never gets to escape? What if his entire life is dictated by this online persona that was created for him before he even knew what it meant? Ryan's World has given him everything, but at what cost? The scariest possibility is that Ryan's World could eventually die, not because of a lack of viewers, but because of the emotional toll it takes on its star. Will he be able to walk away from it all, or will he feel trapped in a world that's no longer his to control? As the camera fades out on this chapter of Ryan's life, we're left wondering what the future holds for him. Will he break free from the confines of his childhood fame, or will he be forever haunted by the world that was built around him? Only time will tell. But here's where things get even more complicated. You see, Ryan's World isn't just a YouTube channel anymore, it's a full-blown franchise. From toys and games to clothing lines and even television shows, Ryan's face is everywhere. He's become a brand, and with that comes an entirely different level of pressure. It's one thing to be a popular YouTuber, but to be the face of an empire? That's a different beast altogether. And that beast doesn't sleep, it constantly demands more. More content, more products, more of Ryan. Imagine being 12 years old and knowing that an entire corporation is built around you. Not only do you have to keep making videos, but your image is plastered on toys, lunchboxes, and cereal boxes across the world. Wherever you go, you're reminded that you aren't just a kid, you're a business. And with every toy that hits the shelves, there's an expectation to live up to, a reputation to maintain. That's a lot of weight to carry for someone who should be worrying about school projects and playing with friends. But even more unsettling is the question of whether Ryan ever had a choice in any of this. Did he ever get the chance to decide if he wanted to be famous, or was that decision made for him? And now, as a preteen, does he even have the option to walk away? When your face is synonymous with a billion-dollar industry, can you ever truly escape it? Let's not forget the parents' role in all this. On the surface, it might look like they're just managing Ryan's career, but it raises serious ethical concerns. Are they pushing their son too hard? Are they putting the business above his well-being? Parents are supposed to protect their children, but when millions of dollars are involved, that line can get blurry fast. And it's not just us who see it. There are growing whispers in the online community questioning whether Ryan is being exploited. His rise to fame might have started innocently enough, but with the immense pressure to sustain that fame, the question now is at what cost? How much longer can this last before the cracks start to show? People are starting to take notice, and they're beginning to ask tough questions. What happens when the camera stops rolling? Does Ryan get to be a kid again, or is he always on performing for an invisible audience that's always watching, always judging? The scariest part is that, despite all the success and wealth, the reality is much darker. Child stars throughout history have faced similar struggles, and many have spoken out about how fame at a young age negatively impacted their mental health. Will Ryan be another cautionary tale? Someone who was thrust into the spotlight too early, only to burn out before reaching adulthood? The parallels are hard to ignore. But let's talk about the inevitable: what happens when Ryan's world begins to decline. After all, YouTube is notorious for its ever-changing trends. Today's top creator can easily be tomorrow's forgotten name. What happens when the views start dropping, when the audience moves on to something new? How will Ryan, his family, and the entire business built around him handle that? There's no easy way to pivot from child star to something else. Many have tried, and few have succeeded. Ryan has grown up on camera, and now that he's on the cusp of his teenage years, he faces a dilemma that many child stars have faced before him. How do you reinvent yourself when the world only sees you as one thing? There's a haunting question lingering in the background. What if Ryan doesn't want to reinvent himself? What if he just wants to be a normal kid? Is that even possible anymore? As viewers, we're complicit in this. We've watched Ryan grow up, and many of us have played a role in making him the sensation he is today. But at what point do we start to question our own involvement? Should we feel responsible for the pressure that Ryan is under? Is it our fault for clicking on those videos, for buying those toys, for supporting a system that commodifies a child's life? And what about the future? Ryan's world might be booming now, but what happens in 5 or 10 years? How will Ryan navigate life outside of the YouTube bubble? Will he be able to transition to something else? Or will he always be stuck in the shadow of the brand that bears his name? These are the questions that no one seems to want to answer. They're uncomfortable, and they force us to look at the darker side of child stardom. Ryan's world might seem like a success story on the surface, but the reality is far more complex. Fame at a young age can be a double-edged sword, and as much as it's given Ryan and his family, it's also taken something away his childhood. And so, as we watch Ryan continue to grow up in front of millions of viewers, we're left to wonder what's next for him. Will he be able to navigate the tricky path ahead, or will the weight of his fame ultimately be too much to bear? Ryan's world might be bright and colorful, but there's a darkness lurking beneath the surface, a darkness that's hard to ignore once you start to see eye.